Hello, Swytch Technology team. My name is David Deutsch. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm a global digital marketing expert and trainer. I came upon your head of e-commerce and digital marketing job description on LinkedIn, and I thought it was really interesting. So I wanted to, well, send you a nice little video message introducing myself, a little bit giving you a better understanding of who I am, what I'm capable of, and how I actually fit this particular job description very well. And I thought that before we do an interview and all that, you might want to get to know me a little bit, right? Let's just talk like human beings for a few minutes. And we could do that because, hey, it's 2019, we have technology. So that makes me very excited because, we don't even know each other. And yet I know a little bit about you and your company. And not a lot, of course. I just saw the job posting, and I thought it was interesting what you wrote. It's a very detailed job description. I see that there's a lot of work to do, which is great. And all of the work that you've listed here is well within my area of expertise and my area of experience, which is also equally important. You go into a great deal of detail, which is amazing because I was looking at everything and it's clear that you have a very well structured idea of what you need for this role, and that makes me very happy because I also happen to be a very structured type of person. Now this is an SOW, statement of work for e-commerce strategy, that I wrote this entire 12-page document, not for you, but in general for companies, but more importantly for students, for my students, so that they understand exactly what's involved in creating an e-commerce strategy, implementing it, and then optimizing it in the future. So instead of giving you a bunch of examples of websites that I've worked on, I thought it'd be best if I actually shared some of my expertise directly. And this document does that exceptionally well. I'll send this to you should you actually ask me, and I'll send it to you because this is one of those documents that I do send to clients. It doesn't actually do or say anything. It's just a checklist of all the things, or at least most of the things regarding e-commerce and digital marketing. And it goes on and on for 12 pages, so we're not going to talk about it today during this video. Should you want this, I can actually send you a copy of this particular document, and that'd be great. And you'll see that all of the things that you've written here in your job description actually match, well, most of it matches the e-commerce strategy document that I wrote. And I wrote it from scratch, just by myself, from memory and from experience. So let's move on from that and let's talk about some interesting stuff. Instead of talking about my history and stuff, I wanted to introduce myself to you. I see Oliver Montague. Is it Oliver Montague? I'm sorry. In French, I would pronounce that Olivier Montague. and the rest of you, Dimitro, I read your profile, Dimitro, and I'm not sure, but are you the guy who actually created the technology? Because it looks like you're an engineer. It's really cool. I love engineering, but I'm not very engineering focused. I've never really done all of that. And hello to Haley, hello to Stephen Willis, and hello to Cerise Jones. Pleasure to meet you all. Well, hopefully one day, anyway, in person. But for now, you're getting to know me, and I could do that pretty good. The one thing I'm really good at doing is talking. So anyway, this is me, David Deutsch. My company's name is Swytch Titans, and the company's goals and my goals is to, at the moment anyway, is to go train digital marketing professionals all over the world. People that already have experience in companies and people who just want to develop a career in digital marketing. They need the kind of experience and knowledge that I can offer. And so that's what I've been doing with my time for the last few years. I've been preparing this global digital marketing course, but it's taking some time to develop. And I regularly take clients, not regularly, but from time to time I take clients that might be interesting for cash flow purposes, but also for interest. Now, I'm not actually looking for any jobs. In fact, I'm not sending my CV to anyone except for you guys, just because you caught my eye. It's a really interesting position in a really cool company. Now, I love bike riding. I actually bike ride, once I bike rode, whatever, from London all the way to Paris. Oh, I took the ferry. I didn't actually ride over the water. Oh, that would be so cool. I actually tried to come up with one of those pedalo things, but little lame, so I just took the ferry. But it took 3 days. It was amazing. I wish, the whole time, I wished that I had an e-bike, but I can't afford it. Well, more to the point, I can afford it. 2,500 euros in here in Paris for an excellent e-bike. It's affordable, it's doable, and it's a really, I think it's really big battery and all, and it's going to get stolen immediately while I watch. That's actually happened before. I've actually had my bike stolen while I was watching the guy, and then the guy here. It was here in Paris. I put my bike against a tree, walk 10 feet to get a Coke from the store, turn around to look at my bike, make sure nobody's stealing it, and sure enough, this shady looking guy just starts walking away with my bicycle, and I'm like, "Oi!" "Oh, I'm sorry, sorry, I'm sorry." "Yeah, you better be." So anyway, point being, the reason I don't have an e-bike is because of the safety. I don't want to lose all the money that I put into it. It's nuts. But your system, I'm not sure if you call it removable. I didn't catch that on your website, actually, now that I think about it. Let's go see your website for a second. I've opened up all of these tabs for you because I was researching you guys, and there's some things that I've discovered immediately that you should probably know. And since I'm talking to you anyway, I might as well take advantage of the time. I'm not really sure how you call it removable. Is it exchangeable? Is it anti-theft? I wasn't really clear on that. Oh, here it is. Removable e-bike kit. Yeah, I would actually use the term or many terms relating to bike safety, U-lock, chains and all that stuff, because no matter how well you secure your bicycle, the electrical components of the bike will get stolen just like that, and it'll be worth it for somebody to take the risk of stealing your junk. Whereas e-bike, and this is what really grabs my attention, and that's why you're getting the whole video package here. E-bike, oh man, you just take it right off of the front of the bike, you put it in your bag, and you go into the office, and the worst case scenario, somebody steals your bicycle. They don't steal the really 500 pounds battery pack, which frankly is worth more than the bicycle. Mine anyway. But you get the general idea. I find that super exciting, and I think that the people on Indiegogo, the crowdfunding website, which I see you guys are on there. I'm on their newsletter. I mean, I do invent stuff myself, but my patents are still, the patents on my inventions are still being processed by the French government, so I can't really talk about that. But when I'm finally ready, then I would go on Indiegogo, and I see their newsletter, and I watch the cool stuff that comes out. So it's quite exciting. You guys really did that right. It's pretty fun. But I was actually more interested in your product because of the anti-theft aspect of it. That's something that would make me choose you guys over everyone else, just because I really can't take the risk. And I think that's a huge selling point. It is for me. I'm frugal. I do bike riding a lot, and I'm intelligent enough to know that my stuff is going to get stolen if I'm not careful. So I am your target audience, which is good. Which is that's exactly what we're. It gives me a particular edge because I am your target audience. I know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that your product is ideal for me and for other city dwellers just like me. So that's the core concept of why I like you guys, of why I like the product. Now, I figured, you know what, I'm going to make you a video. I'm going to give you a little bit of information, okay? You're probably going to have heard everything you do wrong with SEO from everybody who's talked to you about search engine optimization. They'll say, oh, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. Come on, I'm sure you've heard everything already. So I'm going to tell you the stuff that you can do right, and the good fun stuff that you probably haven't heard of yet, okay? And I'm going to do that first by showing you a little bit of keyword research. I'm going to touch my camera. Give me one sec. Is that right? Is a good place? Download key. Yeah, this is a good place right there. Just don't move the camera and go back to the thingy. I just bought this HD camera, and I'm practicing on you guys right now. Yes, you're my guinea pigs. Well, deal with it. You haven't hired me yet. I don't have to impress you. No, I'm just kidding. I do have to impress you, which is why I'm going to all this trouble. Now, I'm sure you know Google AdWords, and I'm sure you've probably used the keyword tool, the keyword planner in Google Ads. It's free, and it's an amazing tool. It gives you a really good idea of your target market on a global scale and on a regional scale. So to give you a good concept of, I want to be clear about what I'm doing because I did this on purpose. Everything. I did on purpose everything. United Kingdom and the United States. There's no selection for Europe. I would have to put all of the countries for Europe, but it wouldn't work because I would have to choose French for France, German for German, and Japanese for Finland. That was a joke. Not a funny one, I'll grant you, but you know, I gotta loosen the mood here a little bit. It's kind of making me nervous. No, not really. Right, so when we scroll down, we now have the results for United Kingdom and United States in English, and we have the keywords that are most often searched for. But not just that, we have the keywords that are searched for, long tail and short tail. Now, you might think, I don't know your expertise in digital marketing, so I'm going to pretend like you've never heard of digital marketing before and this is your first time. It makes it easier for me to just get on with it. But I'm going to assume you have most of this knowledge. Just because E space, and you got to see the space in between E and bike, that's a massive semantic difference. Google pays really close attention to semantics. E-bike is not the same thing as e-bike without the space. But that's a conversation for another time. E-bike has 165,000 searches, which is great per month. But are we really talking about e-bikes? Or is it just that somebody typed in E and then bike by accident? Or were they trying to type electric? Do they have the intention to purchase your product is my question. And the answer is, I don't know. I can't tell from that particular keyword. But I can tell, and besides that, let's say for argument's sake that yes, E space bike is going to deliver a sale. It's going to cost $1.50, which is a very small amount of money, by the way. I was surprised to see that. I was expecting $6, $7 a click because your competitors are making 2,500 euros per sale. How are they not really competing for these keywords? Maybe they just don't have somebody as good as me. I doubt that's the case. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm missing something, but that should be a much more profitable keyword, a much more expensive keyword. But I'll tell you the one that I'm the most excited about, and I'll explain why shortly, is e-bike shop. Now that's a moneymaker. Oh, it only gets 720 searches a month. Oh, shame. Oh, shame. Nope. Stop. I can't tell you how many sales you're going to get from e-bike. I just can't. There's 165,000 people. Getting in position one is a nightmare. It's super competitive. Whoa, wait. There's no intent to purchase when you just type in e-bike. Maybe I'm just curious as to what it is. However, nobody is going to type in e-bike shop unless they're ready to purchase. Now, they might not purchase your product. I can't guarantee that. That's a conversion rate issue. But they're looking for a shop that sells that bike. They're ready to make a purchase. They're ready to research the purchase. They want the price. They want the options. Now that's a moneymaker. Because even if you only get 10% of the clicks, let's say 72 clicks from that keyword, you're likely to make a lot more sales than getting 10 times the clicks from just e-bike. Because they're probably just researching the concept. Whereas these guys, they're looking for a shop. I want to spend a money. So that's much more exciting for me. And surprise, surprise, it's $1.97 per click, which means that your competitors also agree with me that that's more valuable than just e-bike. Now, let's take all of that and put it into practice, shall we? Let me show you an Excel sheet that I developed over my career to actually do the proper calculations for each company, each keyword, and each product that I work on. So when we decide to work together in the future, you're going to get this on a much larger scale. Right now I only put, a few keywords, like 5, 6 keywords. This is mostly just to show you what I'm capable of doing. Also, I didn't want to spend that much time developing a PPC strategy for a company that hasn't actually agreed to talk to me yet. So, but 6 is a really good example. And so we have e-bike 9,900, we have e-space bike 165,000. What? Isn't that weird? Can you look at the difference between this that the space makes? Well, I'll tell you something. I'm more interested in the one without the space, e-bike, than with the space. Because e-bike without the space is a single word. That's a single root keyword. Whereas e-space bike, that's 2 words. E and bike. But you get the idea. Okay, but e-bike sale is a keyword that 320 people per month search on Google. E-bike sale. Talk about a moneymaker. These guys want to buy an e-bike, and there's 320 of them. Now we can focus a lot of our efforts on just that one keyword and really grab much more than our fair share of those searches by not just doing pay-per-click, not just doing one version of SEO, but doing multiple versions of SEO. We'll get to that in a second. I have some windows open I'll show you, but first I want to finish with this document. Now, the intent of these people is clear. It's 100% intent to purchase your product or research your product. I'm not going to go through the entire document. I teach a course on this, and we're going to be here for another 20 minutes if I have to go through each line. I'm going to go to the part that you're most interested in, and this is kind of the reason you're hiring an expert, is the gross profit margin of these campaigns. What can you make at the best case scenario with your whole digital marketing strategy perfectly structured at the end of the months that it takes us to do it? How much money are you going to make? And the answer is right here, per keyword. I calculated that your average order value is $500. Probably should have said pounds, so just deal with it. When we work together, I'll go through the whole trouble of changing it from the dollar sign to the pound sign, but for now it would take me an hour or like 20 seconds. Anyway, moving on. The first keyword would get you 906 clicks because of my calculations. This is an estimate, and it would cost $6,000, $6,330 or pound, no, US dollars in this case. It would cost you that much to get those 900 clicks. And at a 3% conversion rate, I don't know what your conversion rate is. I have to assume it's a lot less than 3%, if I'm honest, right? The website needs more call to action. It needs to be easier to purchase, and you have to have multiple purchase venues. The pre-order thing is fine. Can I pay by check? There's a lot of questions that aren't quickly, efficiently answered, but we'll deal with that when we get to that point. For now, I'm just going to say 3% because I believe that's reasonable, and I've achieved much, much higher than that with a lot less. So I think that 3% is quite good. So we can get 272 sales from a $6,300 investment in just one keyword, and that's per month, which is great. That means that you're actually going to be making 135,000 pounds in this case, 135,000 pounds from one keyword, which delivered to you 272 sales. Your gross profit margin, it's a gross profit. It's not net profit. I don't know what your costs are. For now, that's not even my concern. My concern is how much is the marketing going to cost? It's $6,000. So you got to take $6,000 out of the 135. You're left with 129,000. That's your gross profit. Now, I'm hoping that you make more than $23 in profit, net profit per sale from $500. I'm betting that you make at least $300, $350 maybe. That's your profit margins. That's a 65% profit margin from the cost of goods, from the cost of producing the kit. But that doesn't matter because my cost to get you the sale, or cost per sale, is $23 for that particular keyword, the e-bike without the space. That makes the gross profit per sale comes down to about $458. I don't think that's the correct number. Where is that? Nope. Okay, so the formula is working on another cell. My apologies, but this is the correct cost per sale is $23. Your profit margin would be about $477, give or take, and your ROI would be higher than 92%, which is great. Okay, so this is just one of the simpler Excel sheets that I use to analyze the current situation per keyword. And these are the easy keywords to target. We have not talked about e-bike security, e-bike anti-theft. That's something I want to know about, but it's not even a keyword that people are typing in yet because it's a relatively new concept with e-bikes and so on. And nobody really wants to think about getting their bike stolen until it happens. Moving on. So, let's talk about your SEO and your current website. This is the way that Google actually sees your website. Did you know that? All you have to do is type in cache. Wait, here it is. Like, you have to type in cache, CACHE colon, and then your URL, and it'll give you this. And then you click on text only, and this is the way that Google sees your website. And it's a really different picture than what you think you have. So when Google's reading it, it's looking at any bike electric, any bike, e-bike kit. What exactly do you guys do again? Because it's not very clear. I'm not really sure. What do you mean by choose your kit? It's not super semantically clear to Google. To me, I'm a human. I actually can put two pieces together, even though there's no link between them because I'm a human. Whereas Google is semantic. It doesn't make a leap from one to the other, thinking that you mean one thing when you're actually saying the other. It's not capable of doing that. That's why it's semantic search. So the point is, the first thing, the basic thing, is to optimize your website and change the text or add more text that actually tells Google what you do, what kind of keywords you want to rank for, why, and why you're the best, most authoritative website in the world for the keywords that you're targeting. That's the only way to get into position one. You can't get into position one by being the third best company in the world, the third most educated, the third most authoritative. That's position 3 of Google. Position 1 means you're the boss. You have the best content in the world in text, which on the website, on the homepage, it does not yet, but it will when I'm done with you. And every topic concerning your e-bikes, e-bike kits, and e-bike, everything within the industry, we're going to have one page on every topic. We're going to answer every question. I see that you have an FAQ on your homepage. And I saw that because when I scroll down, it's pretty much the only relevant text to your product. And it's not very clear that you're answering questions about the e-bike. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be writing all kinds of articles, really useful articles about anti-theft, about this, about that, and we're going to be industry experts on e-bikes because that's the only way to guarantee position 1 for the root keyword, e-bike. That's a root. Everything stemming from the root will create a giant web, a root system, many, many branches. What's an e-bike? How does an e-bike work? How much does it cost? How can I get one? Where was it made? All millions of questions will stem from the one root keyword, e-bike. So you need to have content touching every single point that stems from the root keyword. And that's what we'll do. Currently, your website that you built in WordPress has 272 pages. I suspect most of them are just administration pages and such, but I thought it was interesting that you should know. Then we have the way that Google is ranking your website on Google Images. So these are all of the images that Google has ranked for you on Google Images. I like it. Some of these are quite good, and others lack a little something. They lack authority on the subject of electrical bikes. But you have a lot of really, really good imagery here. It's fantastic. It's a really, really good start. As you can see, it just keeps going and going and going. So as part of the SEO strategy, this is the second type of SEO that you can do. And you can get multiple images on page 1 of Google for the word e-bike, as long as you're the authority, and as long as all of these little images are properly optimized for the keyword e-bike. In which case, when anybody types in e-bike, most of your images will show up first, above your competitors, and above even bloggers and everybody else. That will get you more clicks, more sales, and that's a second form of SEO. But we're not done yet. Now let's talk about Google Shopping. You can sell this product, right? Even if it is on pre-order, even if it is in stock, Google Shopping is one of the most prolific and best digital marketing platforms in the world. So I'm going to get you set up with a Google Merchants account, a Google Ads account, and will get your products listed right here in Google Shopping, where everybody will um, be, who is currently shopping for this product, for your product, will find you right here with an image, with the pricing, and they'll be able to compare you against others. So that's another form of marketing, and the Google Shopping will actually get you on page one, right next to the images, right next to the text. You'll have Google Shopping, Google Images, text, pay-per-click. You now have 4 listings on page 1 of Google for the critical keyword e-bike and every other variation thereof. So that's exciting. This is what I'm talking about when I say I'm not going to talk to you about what you did wrong on the website or what you did right. It doesn't matter, because you can do so much more. And each thing that we do is all targeting your consumers and making sure that you get that money in the bank, because you want these people to purchase your products. And the best way to do that is to display yourself, display your product, display your knowledge, and show everybody that you thought this through. And that's why they're going to purchase your product. After that comes reviews, but I'm not sure if we're there yet because we're a startup. I'm not sure if we have the reviews that we need. We need at least 100 reviews, positive, with some descriptions. And that's a huge step in the right direction. Those reviews, depending on which site they are, like Trustpilot, those reviews will also show up on Google. And now we're talking. Now we're getting real traction. And this is only search, SEO, and search engine marketing too. We haven't even started discussing all of the other digital marketing techniques, such as display advertising and video advertising. I noticed that you don't have any videos yet on your website that have been ranked by Google. And that's a critical aspect, especially for something as exciting as an e-bike kit like yours. We want to see videos. We want to see people riding with this thing. I want to see somebody looking at this, at the thing when he's riding on his bike, and I want to see him switch the gears. I want to see him do all that stuff because I'm interested to see if it's going to get in the way. I have a handlebar, a basket on my handlebar. Is this going to impede me? Is it going to be cooler? I have no idea what to expect. I see your images. It's a little hot in here. I see your images, but I don't see videos yet. So we can do that, and your website will rank with a little video thumbnail right next to your SEO listing. So it's really exciting. And we can push those videos on display ads on every e-bike magazine. Oof, it's getting hot in here. On every e-bike magazine, we can get your videos published there as well. Your articles published there because you guys are the authority. Right, I was looking at Indigo, and your crowdfunding. Now, part of this job description was crowdfunding and improving the crowdfunding aspect of it. I see that on Indigo, you actually won. You succeeded in the crowdfunding project. You got more money than you asked for, which is great. And from my understanding of crowdsourcing is that if you don't hit your target, you don't get any of the money. I'm not really sure if that still applies, but I'm happy to see that you got that round of funding from Indigo. But I also noticed that on businessagent.com, it actually says, I think it was Angel's Den. Yeah, that's the one. Angel's Den. It stipulates that you just missed the target. It says that you were supposed to target, if I remember correctly, where did it go? It's probably in here. You were supposed to make 400,000. Oh yeah, there it is. The goal, 399,000 was the goal, but you only got to 350,000. I was wondering, did you get the money, or did you have to refund that? I wasn't really sure how that part worked. Well, all right, that's about it for me, I guess. One more thing I did want to mention that I prepared for you here is the next thing. It's targeting Europe is great, but targeting Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Portland, Oregon in the US, Boulder, Colorado, Tokyo, these are the most bike-friendly cities in the world, and your product will sell much better in these cities than all of the others. All right, I've spoken a lot. It's kind of hot in here, and I have to do something about the AC. But I wanted to thank you so much for your time, and I really hope that we can have a face-to-face. I'll be in London, I think, next week, so we could probably set up an interview, and I can come in to meet with you guys, and we could talk next steps. Thank you so much, and I look forward to meeting you. Oops.